the reality is that the goal this season is break into top 8.
Yeah.
Yes, win a trophy, wherever you can, but break into the top 8.
Yeah.
At least let's start the season next season with a top 8 position. You understand?
Yeah.
Because to jump from where we are to go to the CAF continent with a squad that doesn't have the depth.
Yeah.
Because Kaizer Chiefs has players, but doesn't have the depth to play in Africa and play simultaneously in South Africa.
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Hello, Dumelang, Sanbonani, Molweni, and welcome to the Diski Preview Show. And for all your predictions, analysis, Nkwazi, competitions, and promotions, you are at the right place. This is the Diski Preview Show. My name is yours truly, Mr. E, and joining me in the house is the man himself, the master of predictions. So far, he's got 2 in a row, correct. I'm not too sure. I'll have to check the one between Kaizer Chiefs and Sekhukhune. But anyway, he's here. He's going to explain himself. Mr. Mo, welcome to the show.
Mr. E, how are you doing, man?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Fantastic.
I've even brought back the jacket.
Yeah.
After popular demand.
They don't like this jacket.
Yeah, no, they love it.
Yeah. Yes, today we're going to be taking a look at the 2 Soweto Giants that will be competing on the African continent, starting off with Kaizer Chiefs. They'll be traveling to Angola to face Kabuscorp. I hope I'm pronouncing that one correctly. I don't know whether it's Portuguese or what. Kabuscorp. Yeah.
Like when you're down the road, it's Kabuscorp.
There.
Kabuscorp.
Yeah, smiley.
No offense, guys, if you pronounce it wrong.
While Orlando Pirates will take a journey to Lesotho to face Loyole in their CAF Champions League
qualifiers.
Yes, it is the qualifiers, right?
Qualifiers.
Yeah, yes.
In the comment section right now, the Pirates fans are going, Tina's Lama qualifiers win.
Yeah. It's a big weekend for the 2 Soweto Giants as they kick off their journey on the African continent. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be taking a look at the first game where Kaizer Chiefs will be traveling to Angola. We are still watching the Diski Preview Show as we take a look at our first featured game. It's the Soweto Giants, the Glamour Boys. They will be traveling to Angola to face one of the teams there. I think the name is, please assist me with the name. It's a little bit difficult. Kabuscorp.
Kabuscorp. Yeah.
Scorp.
Kabuscorp, yes.
Like Scorp. Kaizer Chiefs are coming in to this match after that 3-1 loss to Sekhukhune. What transpired? What happened? I think they were doing very well for the better part of the season. Not the better part, but the first 6 to 7 games.
I think the best way to describe Mr. E is what one of our fans did.
Yeah.
He kind of, not our fans, but one of the fans I saw on social media, he posted a hashtag, or he posted
a little something.
Ati, we talk too much.
Yeah. Is he a Kaizer Chiefs fan? Yeah, but they had the right to do that because for 6 games, it was they played a total of 629 minutes before they conceded a goal. I think that was a good run for Kaizer Chiefs, considering the fact that they were not playing so well the last season or 2.
Well, Mr. A, when you think about where Kaizer Chiefs is at the moment, I think when you look at Coach Nabi specifically, you have to allow yourself an opportunity to say, look, he's been there long enough to build relationships with the players, to build relationships not only with the players, but to build relationships with the coaching staff, the backroom staff. He kind of has an idea of everyone there and what they do and what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So at this point, the margins of accepting failures from him is becoming slimmer and slimmer by the day. And that's why when the season came around, a lot of people were expecting a lot more out of Kaizer Chiefs, especially after they won the cup. No one expected them to start this strongly, which also I believe was a recipe for disaster on their behalf, because then everyone is of the perspective that you guys are capable and are going to be able to deliver. And then Sekhukhune United, I think for them, Mr. E, I mean, when you look at the past few seasons, they've been the informed team.
And
they've done very well. They've been very consistent. They've delivered the results. And that's where when you have to come to the party about it, you have to be honest and say Kaizer Chiefs were facing a bigger side than Sekhukhune United.
So I think if we take a look at Sekhukhune United, I think some of the big teams, I think Kaizer, also Orlando Pirates lost to Sekhukhune United. Yes. That was a bold statement when they beat also Kaizer Chiefs to say, we are not only adding on numbers to the PSL, we want to compete, and we want to compete for that top spot.
2 seasons ago, they were competing for second spot. Remember when Sundowns had the league wrapped up? Stellenbosch, Pirates, and Sekhukhune were the 3 teams chasing second. So this is a team. It's not a joke team. This team. Sekhukhune is not a joke team. Look at the names on the score sheet. A brace from Bradley Grobler. So it's not like it's a play. Yeah, it's not a play team.
But one of their strongest points, I think it's Grobler. I think he's the person who always makes sure that they get a goal and they also get the 3 points at the end of the day. But when we talk about Kaizer Chiefs, who is their man there to deliver the goals? Because it's been difficult to look for that specific one person to do that. And come to think of it, I mean, that game with Sekhukhune United, they got exposed in terms of their defensive frailties, because those 3 goals, they were just long balls from the back, and then somehow they'll find their way to the back of the net.
Well, Mr. E, I have to be honest and say it has to be it will be an unfair statement to name one player, because it's still early days for Kaizer Chiefs in terms of the lineup that they have, the players that they have. We cannot say it's Tembubane. It's still very early days for them. So at this point, I would say break the concentration away from an individual player. Let the players identify themselves. Because, you know, when you talk about the Sundowns, when you talk about the likes of Ribeiro, you talk about the likes of Ikram Reyners, those players have spent a few seasons at Sundowns, for example. So it's easier to say that because you've seen them do it. For Kaizer Chiefs, you don't really have a name that stands out. Ashley Dupree has been there for a while. We're still yet to see his best form for Kaizer Chiefs. Gaston Serino now has also been there for a little bit. For a little bit. So we're still yet to see the best of him. And yet again, Silva, who scored in Kaizer Chiefs' previous game.
And he scored again
as well. So they have Mtutuzi, Shabalala as well. So there's players, but we can't say there's a player we can identify as the player that will rely on for goals at this point. Because yet again, does the system allow for the team to have 1 goal scorer and 1 finisher? I don't think so.
But it was a very painful stinger for Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, if you are used to winning and if you are used to not conceding a goal, and then all of a sudden you have that abrupt stop, like they were fixing the country.
So I mean, at the end of the day, they did fix the country for a little while. We kind of forgot about a lot of things. The fans were happy to hear Kaizer Chiefs fans coming out of the light. Ichezi bezwashwa nje. As I don't see my neighbor had Kaizer Chiefs jerseys. So look, it was a good start, Mr. But you have to be honest. It's sooner or later it was going to happen.
It is, and it might not be the last loss that they're going to get. So the earlier people get used to those losses, the better.
I mean, now they have a break away from the PSL, which at least will give them a peace of mind a little bit. And then they go back to again having to worry about what's happening domestically. But for now, they're back on the continent. And they're going to face a Kabuscorp. Kabuscorp. And we have to see how they perform against them, because they'll want to make a statement on the continent.
They get into this game after a loss. I think definitely they have to make sure that they bounce back to winning ways. Do you think maybe Nabi had another eye on the bigger match, which is what they will want to try
this game
and impress in?
Well,
the African continent.
You can say it's the bigger game, but at the end of the day, the biggest game was Sekhukhune United. I mean, you're facing the first in-form top side of this season.
Now,
and you lost.
Nkwazi Pindelela is now the top goal scorer with four goals.
Exactly.
2 from Chiefs.
and the thing is, I mean, when you look at Bradley Grobler's career, I think someone posted it the other day when they look at the top 5 top goal scorers of the league. And Bradley Grobler was sitting in the top 5, and people said we don't appreciate him enough. And I think that's the mistake we've made. I think he's been out of that generation of players at Super Sports United that came out. We never actually looked at Bradley Grobler as one of those players to celebrate and actually have conversations about. But now he's reminding us exactly why he's one of the top names in South Africa. And it makes you wonder, okay, fine. There was a time when we had him as part of the national team, some keeper. You understand? And I always argued about our national team, saying that we always based our national team on form. We don't necessarily only base our national team on a strategy and a core side.
Yeah.
You look at every other nation around the world, especially the top nations. You can guess 23-man squad.
Yeah.
I mean, look at right now. England was captained by Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
He's playing now at Brentford. For Brentford, that was the first time as a club in their history.
Yeah.
They had a standing England captain in their squad. So it says to you that, look, as a nation, we always chopping and changing players based on form, especially at that level. I mean, Bradley Grobler is still banging goals at his age when we've even forgotten about where he is in football. And he's there at Sekhukhune scoring the goal. So I don't want to talk too much about the previous match. I know we have a bigger thing to talk about going forward, which is this game against Kabuscorp.
Yes, and Kabuscorp, one of doesn't look like it's one of the big teams in Angola, but surely they've got the pedigree and the quality to upset Kaizer Chiefs side.
Well, Mr. E, you're right about that. I mean, 2021 or 2020, I'm not sure. They were already sitting in the relegation zone and they had to go down. They came back the next season. But, when you think of Angola, you think about Pedro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the team. The Laura, that's the team we all know of, especially at the CAF Champions League level.
Yeah.
But thanks to the CAF Confederations Cup, we were forced to now get acquainted with other teams from countries like Angola.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to come into the side having accomplished what they did last season, which is win. Did they win the league? Wait, hold on.
No, they didn't win the league. They didn't win the league.
They didn't win the league.
I think Pedro de Luanda is the one that won the league.
Yeah. Oh, so
they've always been the big boys. Yeah,
they were leading.
They were leading because they won, I think, the first match or something.
Yes, they're leading. They're leading this season because they've won the first match of the season. But they qualified for the tournament. They finished ninth in last season's tournament. So in last season's league table. But now it's all about whether or not they can do it against the best on the continent.
Yeah.
And that's a question for both sides between Kabuscorp and Kaizer Chiefs. Can they do it against the best on the continent?
Yeah, it's an opportunity for Nabi to try and make an impact on the African continent because we have, with Kaizer Chiefs, because already we know that he's got that experience with the past teams.
Of course. I think one thing about it now is that the fans believe, the club believes.
Yeah.
He believes.
Yeah.
So now it's time for him to show us.
Yeah.
And I think it's very unfair to say you're going to compare Kabuscorp to Sekhukhune United.
Yeah.
We know Sekhukhune United is also synonymous with playing in the CAF Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
But this time it's Kaizer Chiefs, and let's see how it goes. But I think as a first game goes, this is a good test for Kaizer Chiefs to see how they square up against some of the best on the continent.
Yeah, it's been a very, very difficult 2 or 3 weeks because they've had to play the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns. They have to go head-to-head with Sekhukhune. Right now they are going on to play Kabuscorp from Angola. I think they are being tried and tested, and if they are going to be gunning or fighting for the championship against Mamelodi Sundowns, they will have to make sure that they win these games.
100%, Mr. Ye. And one thing I will say is that the most important thing about football and the culture of South African football is that the Kaizer Chiefs are back in the train of teams that have to prove that they're the best again.
Yeah,
because for because for the longest time they were at the top, and everyone was like, "Hey, Kaizer Chiefs is Kaizer Chiefs there," and now they're back to having to prove to everyone that can you do it on the continent? Can you do it domestically? Can you sit in the top 4 again? Yeah. Right now, where there's a Stellenbosch, there's Sekhukhune United, there used to be a Super Sports United, there's a Siwelela FC now coming into the picture. There's a lot of teams that are coming in with not only the pedigree but also the history. Not only the history, but now they're also coming in with the desire to win trophies. So Stellenbosch is there, Sekhukhune United is there.
Orlando
Pirates is there.
Kaizer Chiefs.
Sundowns is there.
Yeah.
You have to find your place there.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the consistent clubs from the past few seasons, TS Galaxy is in that mix.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but Team Suka's team,
ignore them.
You can't ignore them. They've finished consistently within the top 8.
Yeah.
You look at, I mean, where does Kaizer Chiefs see themselves in the picture? Yeah. Because for the past 2 seasons, they've not even been in the top 8 picture. So now it's a matter of they have to break into the top 8. Yeah. Then they have to break into the top 3. Yeah. Then they have to try and break into the top 2. Yeah. Because it's a journey. It's not really they can come back this season and do miracles.
Yeah, most certainly. And the last time they competed on the African continent, they went as far as the finals and that Champions League and lost to Alakli. How do you think they're going to go this time around with the man himself, Mr. Nabi?
I think this time it's all down to patience. Are they patient enough to let Nabi have a full season?
I'm going to answer you on that one.
What is that answer?
I don't think the fans are patient enough. I've been taking a look at some of the comments. They've been comparing Nabi with his two other technical team guys in the technical team. They're saying, is it Kanzi? I don't know, the interpreter and the other assistant coach. They've done well, more than the head coach, which is Nabi. Yeah. So it's not an easy, a nice space for Nabi to be in right now. He definitely has to give results.
But the fans also have to give. I mean, the club also has to be the start and end of it. Yeah. If the club is going to be in a position where they say we're backing this guy for the whole season, then maybe he'll produce results again. Because it paid off last season. Yeah, they backed him all the way through. They're in Africa now. Yeah. So now the question is, can they handle the workload? Yeah. Can this coach be able to stay in his job the whole season? Yeah. Kaizer Chiefs, the last thing the Kaizer Chiefs needs is for them to cut this coach, get another one, cut the next one.
And then start from scratch.
You understand?
Yeah.
Already you guys were going down. So now at least he's taking you a little bit up.
It's stable, and then the trajectory looks like facing up.
The reality is that if I was the club, and some fans might hate what I'm about to say, if I was the club, then the reality is that the goal this season is break into top 8. Yeah. Yes, win a trophy, wherever you can, but break into the top 8. Yeah. At least let's start the season next season with a top 8 position. You understand? Yeah. Because to jump from where we are to go to the CAF continent with a squad that doesn't have the depth. Yeah. Because Kaizer Chiefs has players, but doesn't have the depth to play in Africa and play simultaneously in South Africa. Yeah, I don't think they do. Yeah. Because also, bear in mind, Mr. E, it's the Carling Cup that's coming. Yeah. And it's coming very soon.
Yeah, pretty soon.
It's the PSL that's already started. There's 2 trophies. Yeah. It's the CAF Confederations Cup. Yeah. Then it's the Nedbank Cup later on.
There's 4 what obligations. It takes for them to compete in those 100%. Competitions.
So that's midweek, especially. You know what I'll say? Yeah. Continental football is sometimes a disruptor for clubs that are building. Yeah, yeah. Continental football is there
It takes away the momentum.
It takes away the momentum because now you're stretching your players. Yeah. And you can't say I'm gonna go to the continent and not care about the results. Yeah. You're gonna care about the results. Yeah. But at the same time you can't
make an impression.
You can't say I don't care about my results in the league. You're gonna care about the results in the league.
Care about the results, yeah.
And that's where the success, Mr. E, boils down to how you approach your balance between continent and domestic. Yeah. And for Kaizer Chiefs at this moment, I have to say they don't have the squad depth to be able to maintain the continent and domestic. Yeah. One of them will drop. And unfortunately, for me, if I was a coach, the last one I want to drop is the domestic one. Because as much as you could be high-flying on the continent. Yeah. If you don't win the trophy, you're not back next season.
Yeah, I think we saw an example, a typical example, where when Marumo Gallants was losing all the games in the PSL, but they were doing so well on the African continent.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But then if you lose out on the continent, you don't get qualified for the continent again.
Yeah, you don't get anything.
It's basically like relegation. So the reality is that you have to take care of your bread and butter, your league football. Yeah. I think that's, for me, Nabi's main priority should be the league. Yeah. Let's finish in the top 8. Yeah. Lay a continent, we won the trophy. Yeah. Let's go as far as we possibly can. Yeah. But let's not sacrifice what we have going on in the league for the continent. Because as much as that's nice, we have to win it to stay in it.
Yeah.
Without winning it, we're back having to try and win another cup trophy to go back to the continent. Yeah. So domestically, Kaizer Chiefs need to continue the form they're in. Yeah. They need to prove it to us that they can do it against the best, which unfortunately they couldn't do against Kukune United. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, not much can be said about early day qualifiers. I mean, I remember when Pirates started their season in their qualifiers, they had a situation where they struggled in I think the islands, Madagascar or Mauritius.
Yeah, the small teams.
Yes, they struggled there. Yeah. They came back, they won the game here. Yeah. And we were speaking about, you see, they can't qualify, they're struggling. But they picked up momentum and they ended up going all the way to the semifinals. Yeah. Yeah. So Kaizer Chiefs has to remember that you still have to qualify for the tournament next season. Yeah. Yeah. Don't think that finishing in the knockouts is enough.
Yeah, is enough for you to play again in the competition.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so now if they play over the weekend there, I mean, we're going to quickly get into the prediction side of things. But if they play over the weekend, if you were Nabi, how would you approach this game? Yeah, because it's a two-legged affair. I think the reverse fixture is going to be
right here.
It's going to be here
on the 26th.
On the 26th. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Well, the main thing is that away from home. Yeah. Like we always do, come back with a safe result. Come back with a draw. Come back with a 1-0 loss or a 5-0 win, whichever one works best.
Try and get that away goal.
Exactly, get the away goals. Yeah. And also because the whole continent, the whole Confederations Cup will be watching. Because don't forget, Mr. E, when we look at continental competition, especially with the Confed Cup, we're looking for names. Yeah. We're not necessarily looking for who's the informed team.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not Europe where you can go onto for example, stats site and find top players for this league. You find people sitting there on YouTube channels going, Kabuscorp, look at the players to look out for. We're not finding enough of that. So it's hard for you to actually do a full in-depth analysis of this team
and research.
So I think from that perspective, yes, as Kaizer Chiefs, they'll look at the footage of how they play. And, there's this elitism that goes on in African football where they all think to themselves, but we're Kaizer Chiefs. We're the big boys. At the same time, the people from Angola are looking at it like, hey, we've heard a lot about this Kaizer Chiefs. But that gives them motivation to try and beat Kaizer Chiefs. So, number one, don't undermine Kabuscorp. Don't cheat your homework. Do your homework.
Thoroughly.
Make sure you thoroughly go through whatever sources you can find, whatever information you can find. Don't do what we do and say, they finished 10th. You have to go in depth. Who's the key players? How do we shut this down? Which, yes, Kaizer Chiefs already does, but from country to country, these resources can be scarce. So that's one thing. And also do some research about the climate, the grounds, all that stuff. So that when you get there, you have a full picture of what to expect. Because a lot of times I've seen that as South Africans, we get shocked. Like remember when South Africa played Rwanda and we found that they were playing on AstroTurf. We're like, hey,
something that you're not used to.
Same thing when Pirates went to go play qualifiers and I think it was Mauritius. And we got there like AstroTurf, So it's very key, Mr. E. It's very key that they don't underestimate the opponent. They go there with all due respect to that club, and they'll be able to navigate their way through them.
Okay, fantastic. And now, as the man who's on the hot seat, we're going to quickly get into the prediction side of things, my man. It's burning there. We want to know, as the Diski Preview Show fans, who's going to win and who's going to be victorious on Saturday?
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
Kaizer Chiefs will not be able to beat Kabuscorp.
1-1 draw.
Icon. Hey, okay. That's your take on the match. What can I say? That's your take on the match. If you were to ask me, I think Kaizer Chiefs is going to come out victorious. I think they have enough motivation after losing that game against Kokuna United, and they're going to be working on all the mistakes that they did. And one of the mistakes that I noticed was the failure to deal with that route one ball over the defense.
Why?
They didn't anticipate that Sekhukhune would play it that way. They thought they were going to take the ball to the left, to the right, and then try and bring into those crosses. But, the coach had other ideas.
But, Mr. E, again, Kabuscorp can go in and say, we're going to do exactly what Kokuna United do.
Yeah, probably they took notes on that game.
They're like, let's just do the same thing.
Yeah, they took notes. Yeah.
But like I said, Mr. E, until Kaizer Chiefs has a solid goalkeeper. And no offense to the current goalkeeper.
No. They do have. You must understand something about the current goalkeeper.
Who's the current goalkeeper? One Mr. E. Who's Mchebe, Mr. E? Talk to me. Who's Mchebe, Mr. E?
I quit.
Uthemba Peterson?
Yeah.
No, Mr. E.
Mchebe, he's got Mchebe.
No, really.
So, Mchebe, for the very first time since 2014, 2015 or 2016 season, and the last person to do this was Emmanuel Nkwazi.
Okay.
To go for 6 games without conceding a goal. That's a record that he has set at Kaizer Chiefs. So we can safely say the back line is in safe hands with Brendan Peterson.
You're saying that. Don't involve me.
Okay, I'm saying that.
Yeah. But my prediction is still 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Your prediction is a
3-1 win for Kaizer Chiefs.
Why?
Why? Because Kaizer Chiefs is a very good team, man. I think they were just unlucky. They played so well against Kaizer Chiefs. They played against Sekhukhune. They were just unlucky to concede those goals.
Why?
They're going to come 3-1 victors on Saturday.
Mr. E, we're going to fight.
Not a problem.
Because Kaizer Chiefs is the bigger team between Sekhukhune and Kaizer Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
But Bradley Grobler went to Sekhukhune and he went back to go hunt Kaizer Chiefs.
I think, you see, it's not that Sekhukhune played very well. It's simply Bradley Grobler who made sure they
Why did Kaizer Chiefs not sign Bradley Grobler?
Okay, I'll tell you something.
Why have they been wasting our time with, we're going to sign a police?
Bradley Grobler, he said in one of the interviews, not one of the interviews, is a post-match interview because he won the man of the match. He said there was an approach or that there was a plan to sell him to Kaizer Chiefs, but Kaizer Chiefs complained that age was not on his side. So to him, it was an emotional 2 goals scored against Kaizer Chiefs. So that was an issue. Remember, Kaizer Chiefs has been planning to build.
Then Serginho?
What's wrong with Serginho?
That's what I'm saying. Serginho is also on the wrong side of 30.
No, but he's still okay.
What do you mean?
He's short. It doesn't show.
Is it because he's South American? You know what? It's fine. Let's leave it. We're going to call Krobla.
Yes.
And then sell him to Chiefs.
Not at all. Not at all.
Dino.
I think he's going past his prime, or he's gone past his prime. What do you think is going to be the results between Kaizer Chiefs and
Kabuscorp?
Yeah. On Saturday, when they lock horns in a CAF Confederations match, do you think Kaizer Chiefs has it to pull through in this game and win it and probably finish it off in the reverse fixture? Please let us know in the comment section. I know Amakosi faithfuls there, they still have faith in Kaizer Chiefs. Let's quickly take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be looking at the MTN champions. They'll be traveling to Lesotho.